My name is Mukesh Malhotra. I've lived in Hounslow all of my life, so that's getting on to nearly 60 years. I've worked for British Airways for 33 and a half years of my working life. I am chairman of the local credit union, and the other is I'm a Rotarian. I worked overseas for Rotary doing humanitarian work. I have been in public office. I have been a deputy mayor of this area. Quite a few achievements. I hope that's a good understanding of my background. My first memories, I think, is probably my local park, which is Beaversfield Park. We always used to love playing there. And the fact that we had a quite lovely environment we were living in when I was much younger. It got a bit more difficult as we progressed, mostly with issues around skinheads, the National Front, a lot of racial disharmony because of the issues. But at that time, when we were younger, if you were colored from an Asian background or Afro-Caribbean, you tended to be together, and the people you were against were mostly the whites who resented what you were doing and who you were. And you grew up with an environment where I used to wear Dr. Martens steel toe-cap boots, a steel buckle on my belt. I had 2 steel bangles, one in my jacket and one on my wrist. And you knew when there was trouble, you took out the extra steel bangle, you crossed the road to avoid them. But after that, you knew that it was going to be either fight or get beaten up. So I always used to fight if I had to come to it. The other, probably the biggest memory for me is, well, as I grew older and I was still at school, coming back from school, sometimes you would be stopped by the police under rules called sus, which was that you were a suspect of some degree or another, and being taken down to the police station, my father having to come and fetch me. And the amazing thing was that when they found out my father was a headmaster, I spoke with perfect English and I was local. It was a bit strange for the police officers to appreciate that they had got the wrong person. But I faced that throughout my life. But as a young person, those things are the ones which stand out most for me.